ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਬਾਣੀ ਹਰ ਹਰ ਤੇਰੀ, ਸੁਣ ਸੁਣ ਹੋਵੇ ਪਰਮਗਤ ਮੇਰੀ, ਸੁਣ ਸੁਣ ਹੋਵੇ ਪਰਮਗਤ ਮੇਰੀ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਬਾਣੀ ਹਰ ਹਰ ਤੇਰੀ, ਸੁਣ ਸੁਣ ਹੋਵੇ ਪਰਮਗਤ ਮੇਰੀ। ਜਨਨ ਪੁਛੀ ਸੀਤਲ ਹੋਏ ਮਨੁਆ, ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਕਾ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਪਾਏ ਜੀਓ, ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਕਾ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਪਾਏ ਜੀਓ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਬਾਣੀ ਹਰ ਹਰ ਤੇਰੀ, ਸੁਣ ਸੁਣ ਹੋਵੇ ਪਰਮਗਤ ਮੇਰੀ, ਸੁਣ ਸੁਣ ਹੋਵੇ ਪਰਮਗਤ ਮੇਰੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ So ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। We have one of our friends, Pooja Lekhi. She is Vice Chair of Department of Quantitative Studies, University Canada West. University Canada West is a very big organization in Vancouver, BC. And Pooja being a Vice Chair, and apart from being a Vice Chair, she's very spiritual. And even I get to learn a lot from her. The way she respects Qurbani, the way she loves Qurbani, and how she's totally embraced into this willingness to understand in every situation. And that's what we say, like Guru di Take in Punjabi we say. So that's what I have seen her doing in many ups and downs of life. So yes, Pooja, so we would like to know that how your spiritual journey have been, and how did it begin, and we would love to hear from you.
Well, thank you so much, first of all, for
Thank you for
thank you for inviting me here. It's pleasure. It's pleasure to talk about God and the experiences that I have in my life. There are some high-level spiritual gurus and teachers and mentors, and I'm exploring more about spirituality. But so far, I have whatever I've experienced in my life, I would definitely like to share that, and if it can inspire someone, that would be my pleasure. So thank you for giving me a chance to express my feelings and what I feel for God and how it has transformed my life completely.
We would love to hear you, and I'm very sure that we all are as excited as you to know your journey and how you entered it. So please share.
So in a nutshell, I would like to tell you that in the life there are 3 scenarios that I have experienced.
Okay.
The first scenario is when you desire something and you don't get it. The second scenario is when you desire something, you pray for it, and it's granted and you receive it, you get it.
Yeah.
And third scenario is when you get something far beyond your imagination, your thoughts, you don't even know that world is existing, and still you get it.
Yeah.
And I call it a miracle. And it happens only with the faith in God. It's a reward for faith. I think all the people who have ever experienced miracles in their life, it's only because they have patiently waited for the right time.
Yeah.
And that's when they come out of the challenges that they're facing, and that makes their life miraculous.
Okay.
And so I never wished to come to Canada, let me tell you. I was having a good settled job in my back home country, and I was happy there. But see, when life comes to push you, I was also in a turmoil. I didn't know that what's happening. Why suddenly my life is taking me to the new foreign country, and why I have to be separated from my family. So there was a difficult situation. But when I came here, and when I met certain people who are who were filled with inner peace,
Yeah.
So back in my days, I used to find people who were always running about material things, right? But here I could find the people who are actually having that inner peace, and I could learn more from them. And you know, I didn't know that this kind of world is existing. Like I could ever go to the foreign lands like Canada and I can get a university job there. I had no clue about it. I was having a very simple desire that back in my home country, I just wanted one livelihood, that one permanent college teaching job. I was teaching in a college there. I was happy there. I didn't know that one day my life would take me to the new places and give me so much of worldly exposure, you know, the global exposure. So this is truly a miracle in my life, and it happened only when I surrender my mind to the will of God. You know, there was a testing time. It's a do or die situation. You know, it's actually when your patience is tested, how much you actually believe in God, that is tested. And you know, you are surrounded by tough people, and it's tested now. What is your take in it? You still believe in God or not? God appeared to be far in that testing phase, you know, but you should know it's temporarily far, you know, and that's what I have experienced in my life. And in that sensitive moment, if in that waiting period, if you still wait for the God, wait for the right time, and the reward that you will get for that patience and for waiting for the God, just waiting for the right time, and you know, protecting yourself, not getting indulged in any illicit or illegal activity, and you know, keeping yourself protected and safe, and waiting for the right time that God has for you. When your right time will come, your breakthrough will come. I mean, the rewards are in abundance. Universe has a lot to give you, and I have experienced that in my life. And this Canada journey is like that actually. I'm getting so many opportunities which were beyond my thoughts that I could get that opportunity as well. So definitely it's God. It's God's hand in that, and it's beyond my power, beyond my thoughts even. And that's my little summary of
well, that was great. That was very beautifully articulated how you said it, because I believe like we all could resonate to what she just said. Like sometimes we have desire, sometimes we have desire but we don't get it. The best part is of having spiritual experience, being into spiritual journey or having a faith in God, is desire is resulted with things that is beyond our imagination. So I would like you to ask further into this, like if you could share a spiritual experience of yours, or how spiritual journey is you know, building you or making a huge change in your life, contributing, as you said, it's contributing to your success, of course, making you a better person, of course, 100% I agree. But how do you feel now, like when you see your past and when you see yourself now, how has it made you a different person?
That's a very good question, Komal, I must say. So, you know, previously, some people believe that spirituality is all about, you know, praying and receiving, you know. But I believe spirituality is about becoming, you know. It actually transforms your soul and cultivate your faith in God, and you turn out to be a fearless person. Your soul feels more liberated, you know, and the things that you run after, you chase, you know, beforehand, before spirituality, you realize suddenly that, you know, what was your why you were chasing those things that appears to be so trivial, and now your connection is with even higher. I think you stop running after material things, and your soul seeks just peace. Your peace becomes non-negotiable. You know, you can let go your relatives, your family, your friends. Your peace is most important to you. That's non-negotiable. That is a state of mind that you acquire once you actually become spiritual. That's what I have realized. And yeah, this is the biggest change, that there is no more desire for for the crazy worldly things. Like sometimes I've seen people, they are just running after brands and you know, branded stuff and branded material. I have no more desire to just run after that. Whatever God is giving me as a gift, I'm just accepting it. And I think it's God only who is creating the atmosphere, you know, treating you the way you deserve through people. That's what I realized. And I've got so much of, even if I'm not living with my family here, but my friends, my colleagues, and they have showered immense love and care, you know, that I never feel like alone or isolated. It's like God gave me a new family here through my friends or through my colleagues. So I know this is the power of God again. You know, if He gives you a new task, new assignment, they give you proper resources as well, that you don't feel like you are lacking something. But you have to believe in them. Some people, you know, we have heard it many times that come out of your comfort zone, come out of your comfort. In a spiritual perspective, I think it's like just believe in God and take that journey with the God. It's like that. You know, belief is important in that case. So that's what I can share, that now it's just peace. And you don't need anything, because you believe on the right time you will be blessed with that thing. And if it's not meant for you, you won't get it, and you happily accept God's will. This is what you know, this major change that you realize once you are a spiritual person.
I think, I agree to this, because this is such a thing that's so on point, I would say. Because when someone is on a spiritual journey, the first thing that we experience is, you know, we say it in Hindi, moh maya nahi rahi mujhe. So it's kind of that. And you know what, even after having materialistic things in our lives, we still don't have peace. Right? So you have found answer to what peace is. It's actually not in these things. You know, having spiritual journey or having faith in God is finally going to give you peace, and you don't feel like having anything because you feel you already have anything. You know, think what
you don't lack anything. You don't feel like lacking anything. You believe that if you will feel that God is loving you, whatever your desires are, God is giving you beyond that. So you forget about your own desires. You know,
and whatever is giving is the bestest that we cannot even think of.
That's the state of mind. One thing I have noticed, just because I was a believer, and whatever challenges or difficult situations I was in my life, my state of mind was exalted. You know, I never ever the faith in my God was never shaking, or I never had a doubt in God. I think this thing really helped me to wait, just wait and watch. And I would suggest to every person who is struggling in their life and who are facing any kind of challenge in this sensitive phase, just wait for the right time and God's move. And don't, you know, even if the situation is not appearing to be calm and helpful, still believe in God. You know, your time will come. Definitely your time will come. So in that temporary situation, just keep faith. Keep faith in that testing time.
Because I have seen Pooja, and the most difficult situation I have seen her in, but still, like Pooja's father passed away last year. But then when I met her, she was so strong that even I was like, you know, stunned to see her. And she recited the panktiyan of Gurbani, lines of Gurbani. And I still remember she said that Jiski basat tis aage rakhe prab ki aage mane mathe. And I was so surprised that, see, like, how is she taking Gurbani even in this situation, and she's taking the shelter of Gurbani in this situation and trying to understand that. Means it's such a great thing. Like, because it's not easy. It's not easy to be like that. And that I became a fan of her that time. That, oh wow, means in the most difficult situation of life, if a person is that stable and still, and I remember she was reading, she reads Hukamnama, and I know her that she goes, whenever she goes to Gurdwara Sahib, and she reads Hukamnama and makes her point that have the hukum of Guru Sahib in every situation. And even then she said that day the Hukamnama in Darbar Sahib, Sachkhand Sri Harmandir Sahib was Panktiyon of Anand Sahib. What were those?
I can just tell the
that the
little
God
short
is our,
summary. That God is the father,
yeah,
God is the mother. This is just a kind of show here, but God
Yeah.
only is your father, God only is your mother.
Har aapne mata, aapne
Har aapne mata, har aapne
pita
pita.
dikhaya.
Yeah, yeah. And this is like chalat hua. This
Yeah.
is like show.
Yeah.
This entire world is like show.
Yeah.
So yeah, even when I was in the tough situation and I was seeking some kind of message or some kind of like consoling words, this Hukamnama, see how God also tried to help you in the difficult situation. So this Hukamnama and clearly stating that God is your father, God is your mother, and this world is like a show,
Yeah.
a clear-cut message
Yeah.
coming from God. It gives me strength
Yeah.
that I got my message, and I could immediately I got healed in that situation. And
Yeah.
this is how Gurbani, it actually, if you read it, you will realize it. I've noticed some people, they're taking things on heart, that that person didn't do good with me or bad with me or this and that. But if they actually read Gurbani, they will realize that everything happened with the will of God. Even if you are treated badly, it's with the will of God, because your previous sins get erased this way.
Yes.
So you have to accept it. Your one beautiful line I heard somewhere, and I would like to share that. When you are actually a believer of God, it's like you are in a luxury car. You're riding in a luxury car, and these speed breaks with the hurdles or challenges, it's not going to affect you. You're in your comfortable zone. So this is your state of mind. Like even in the storm, you are keeping that calm. Your attitude is undisturbed, unperturbed.
Yeah, I mean, you could see everything. You could see the storm, you could see the hurdles,
Yeah.
but you are untouched. That's
Yeah.
the power of God.
That's
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Even here, staying alone here in Canada, my family is in India. How I'm getting the power. God has given me the peace. I'm getting the peace, and I got lovely friends who are keeping good care and keeping in touch with me. And like, she also lives near my home. Whenever, even if I have a fever or I'm not feeling well, she's just ready to come anytime to support me, to help me. So God made all the arrangement. You just need to believe in them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my experience. And
Yeah. And how about your future plans? We would love to know your future.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
future plans in the way you're
Yeah. So we would love to see you getting married. And yeah. So what are your thoughts about that?
marriage is beautiful, definitely. And my mom wants me to get married. And again, my thoughts are a bit different from my family here. Like, after life experiences that I have shared with you, I'm a believer side now, and which makes me fearless. I can't run after material things. I'm not crazily running after money, and like some people are into multiple businesses and crazily spending their. So my thoughts are very different. So obviously my preference is a spiritual guy only, like who shares the same belief, and who went through a couple of trials in the life, and who also learned this lesson that God is everything. God is only giver. God is only powerful source. Nothing beyond God. Like, I put God first. I want a man whom I marry, he should put the God first.
Yeah.
You know, and that's make us strong soul and strong person. You know, if you're putting God first, if you're a God lover, automatically you will have a strong character. You agree, right? You will never think of cheating anyone, or you are so honest in your dealings, in any dealing, even in your money matter dealings, because you put God first. You are a God lover, right? So definitely, if I'm looking for the partner, that's the main quality that, you know, like, I'm a believer. I want someone who is even more believer than me, and who's even more stronger than me in this, so that I can learn more about spirituality. So spirituality is the first and only preference. So that's why it is taking time. I know that, you know, my family is actually after me, but I know that only a mature soul who have gone through some certain life experiences, they are at that zone where they understand that how God works. You know, some people believe that they work. Some people, they still have that ego. I can't get married to this egoistical person who believes that they are doing something. You know, so let's see. And again, this is in God's hand. I don't believe in this modern trend of this dating and all. Online apps.
Not dating. You have to date.
No. So like I personally believe that if God will make it happen on a right time, at right place, with the right man, and it's God. It's beyond our power. If God can plan my encounter with great friends here in the foreign country, God can plan anything. If God can plan a like beyond my imagination, a university job here in the foreign lands. So I surrender now. So it's in the hands of God. So definitely I would love to get married to a spiritual man who has immense love for God and who should keep the God first. And such person can respect you. You know, even if my friends, and such person have inner peace. That's the important thing. So peace is important, as I told you earlier. And that's all. Anything else?
I've seen people forcing Pooja to create her profile on dating apps. Look on shadi.com type. But Pooja says that no. God will send
my profile.
God will send my man, and even I wish that she gets her man who loves her like anything, because she deserves that. And I really wish that what she is expecting from God should also give that. I would pray that may Vaheguruji bless her with a very good partner, with whom she can recite prayers. She wants to do that. As she shared once with me, that I want someone who is with me in my journey. She needs a very strong man. Means strong character. And definitely she'll find one, I know. And there must be someone.
Why do I already feel like it's the time, you know? It's a sign. It's a sign.
So I mean, Soni kudi hai bas.
Oh my God.
It's the one that you will sit there.
Oh my God. Of course, I think that, you know, sabr ka phal meetha hota hai. And now that you have waited patiently, so you know that you are going to get someone who is really
this is very good point that I really want to share with everyone, that whenever you're a believer again, you are never desperate for anything. You know, you know that certain things are meant to happen on a right time, and you are not you don't want things just now and,
Right,
and
right.
you're not desperate. Never. You have that
Yes.
again, that patience,
Yeah.
and in the waiting time you learn other
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like for example, in this waiting period, I have so much great opportunities for my work, like for my research, and
Having to work on
I've-
yourself.
I just got my like 3 books published
Wow.
in the last couple of years.
Ooh.
So
This is a new information.
Yeah.
so see if one department is at halt and temporarily, God is giving you opportunity so
Yeah.
much in other department, and you're not desperate. You're not.
Yeah.
So similarly, I'm not desperate for marriage at any time, but definitely I told you
Yeah.
what I want in my life, and but I'm thankful to God, and God is giving me strength to wait,
Yeah.
to just wait patiently, and I trust this line, divine timing for
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
and so let's see.
I totally
Yeah.
relate it towards like the divine time. When the time is right, you don't
Yeah.
even have to look for it. It's just right there, and you know it. It's just things just fall into right place when
Yeah.
it's the time. So
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
and now that you're already experiencing this journey, you already know that how God and how His plans work. Like if He's taking time, He's going to give you the best. He's planning for the best for you.
Yeah.
So we are waiting.
Yeah.
Because we really want to see that. Oh wow, that was a
Yeah.
very good planning for her.
Yeah.
So
As we were discussing today as well, there's a word called coincidence, right? I being a spiritual person, I think you both agree with me.
Yeah.
This coincidence word is only for this English dictionaries, I believe. In the real world, everything is destined,
Destined.
predestined
Right.
by God. Even the encounter that we casual encounter
Yeah.
with anyone,
Yeah.
that's also predestined.
Yeah.
And some encounters can make your life, and you know
Yeah.
that they are life changing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. so yeah, it's God can do anything in just fraction of seconds,
Yes.
and I completely surrender to the will of God, to the divine timing, and yeah.
it was truly an honor to have you here and know some really good insights about your journey and your
Yeah.
experiences. Even like forget about, I don't know about anybody else, but I am truly inspired, and my faith, even though I believe in God, even though I am on a spiritual journey and I'm getting my own experiences, but my faith after listening to you is like whenever I feel like, do really God exist? Why am I facing all this? That will be the time when I'll remember your words and I will have faith in
Yeah.
you. So this is truly inspirational.
Yeah.
So we are really glad to have you having your story shared with us. And thank you. Like you're building
Yeah.
our faith. You're building our journey really strong with your thoughts and your input. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me here, and it's a pleasure to share my. Even I'm still exploring this route. I'm not super experienced, but whatever I have experienced so far, I think this is only I need now. This is my only direction. And yeah.
I have one question.
Yeah, please.
So Pooja, being in a position, like she's at a very good position. Being a vice chair of a department of such a big university, it's not a small thing. How do you take spirituality into that journey of being in a position? Because being in a position is challenging at times. You have to face a lot of challenges in multiple ways. So, what are your thoughts about that?
Very good question, Kanika. Actually, first of all, I want to say, if I'm in this position, it's only because of my belief in God, and I know that God is working in everyone. That gives me strength to work in this role. Now I'm at a position where I have to deal with a lot of people, and it's difficult sometimes when we are dealing with people. Their challenges, their attitude is different, and
they come from different
their
cultures and
behavior,
values and
different culture, their behavior.
Yeah.
So we are dealing with so many. I'm dealing with so many faculty-related issues, student-related issues, grade appeals, so many such stuff, complaints, and again, now there are so many situations which are very sensitive, which can actually touch your heart when you find such difficult messages or difficult emails. For example, I got one email. So one of the student, they were so depressed that they were not getting good grades and having very suicidal thoughts. So it's very difficult for when we are dealing such situation. So again, being a believer, you know that whatever is happening, it's under control. It's under God's control. That gives you courage to be fearless and to just accept it and to counsel people well. And once you have that faith that things are under control, under God's control, then you don't imagine anything that negative. You know that everything is going to have a positive outcome. So that gives me strength to manage this role in a better way, in a positive way, and yeah, I think that works well.
I think this is also one example I would like to share on this specific thought is that when you are really worried about someone, when you cannot be there for that person, when they are having a difficult time, all that you can do at that moment is just pray. The only power that can help that person there is God and your prayers, right? So in this way I believe that prayers, and there's the only power that can support a person or can help someone who's going through something is just our prayers. So
sometimes the second party is very aggressive as well. Sometimes we deal with aggressive people or egoistic people. In that situation also, again, believing in God that okay, that's fine, that person is not having right now is not aware of how things work, and you have that soft corner even for the negative people, and you can manage that situation in a better way. If I'm also aggressive, then it's going to be a very conflicting situation, so that's how spirituality at workplace is very important. And even if you find negative people around you, you know that it's temporary. It's a situation. Even they are not permanently negative. It's a situation. Situation is negative, not a person. You know that because of your belief in God. So that gives you courage to manage the role in a better way, in a positive way.
I think that's how spiritual journey molds us. You are so much at peace with yourself that there is nothing that's messing around with your peace. Like even if you see there's so many things going elsewhere, you would be so much at peace that that's okay, I can handle it, I can manage it. That's
you get this courage that I can handle it. No matter what the challenge is, no matter what the situation is, I can do it. Give it to me. That comes from God and belief in God that everything is under control.
So I had one question. So of course we have people, content is for people who believe in God and who are wanting to connect more to God or have faith. But do you have something to say to ones who are not believers of God, who do not believe in God, but they do believe in universe or they believe in karma? There is something called as karma and we believe in doing good deeds rather chanting or something like.
My only suggestion is at least give it a chance. Even if you're not a believer in God, I respect your opinion, but give it a try by just believing once. And in the tough situation, try to connect with God. Try even for 5 minutes a day, chant the name. Suppose we are friends, but we are not talking for a year. Suppose we will be disconnected. And if I need help, definitely you are in your own world, and how can you come to help me out? But if I call you daily for even a couple of minutes, say, hi Komal, how are you? It's a connection. So when I need you, the first name will be yours in my mind, and even you will be running to help me out. This is what connection is. This is just with a human being, right? So think about the God. If you take God's name even for a couple of minutes in a day, it's building a connection with God. It will start making you confident. It will start making you fearless, and you will you won't be affected by anything happen to you, any wrong or any You actually take the name of the God like just for 2 minutes a day, and that's the connection then. And what that connection can bring in your life, even if a situation is unpleasant, you will feel positive because you're connected with the positive. You're connected with the light.
Totally,
Darkness
totally.
will start getting away from you, and even you will see that the negative people, they will start cutting from you. Because now you're getting connected to the light, to the positivity. There is no role of darkness now. Slowly and slowly, clarity will come, and it will refine your soul. It's like a metal turning into gold. When you start getting attached to the God.
It's not easy, but it's
worth it. It takes time. It takes time.
Yeah. But I really love it, like the way Pooja follows her daily routine of prayers, morning, evening. That's amazing. Like having it name. So that's amazing. Really.
You're going to feel very proud about yourself after this podcast. Like how far you have come in your journey, and how,
I'll keep on sharing my journeys with you.
We would love to. Yeah. We all would love to listen to you because you're the way you give examples, or you're just so clear in your mind. The thing is, whoever is in this journey, whoever is experiencing God, or we know there are so many things that we want to share. We are all able to connect to what you're saying. We are resonating because it's so much on track. It's like, oh, this thing is happening with me. Oh, this is so true. I believe in it. So it's just like sometimes when we are off track, sometimes we say, people say that, oh, you're going through so much pain. You're having so much faith, but I don't see things that's right. So there is some time where people, doubt that does really being spiritual or having a faith in God, does it really help? But I think after this, it's gonna help a lot of people.
I really, it's gonna be my pleasure if it can transform anyone's life. And
It will surely.
But yes, just I want to give this message to anyone if they are in a challenging time, if they are in a painful situation, that trust me, this phase is very temporary. And once you're out of this phase, and you'll experience that bright phase of your life, you will realize that how your thoughts, your everything, your goal, your thoughts, everything will be changed, and you'll be a new person. So just wait for the right time, and trust the timing of the God.
You'll be mesmerized with seeing yourself, like seeing the new you.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah.
What the heck was?
Oh my god. Oh god.
One thing you will realize that once you're connected with the God, and you're out of those challenges and that testing phase, you will realize that you are more free. You're free from bondages. You will feel like a liberated soul. You'll feel very light. And this is something transformational completely.
And no other thing can bring you to this.
Nothing. Nothing can
give you
no this. Money cannot get you that. That's something that you can only earn by faith.
That's liberation.
That's liberation.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, have you encountered a situation, or have you been into such questions, under such questions, like, don't you think you are too much about God, and don't you think you are not practical enough, and it's just God
everywhere,
stuff.
every time. Like sometimes, when I went back in my home country after 3 years spending in these foreign lands, I have realized that I'm not aligning much with my old friends now. I'm not resonating much with the thoughts of the people around me. So definitely, I believe that yes, there's a change, and they want me. They are also feeling that some change in me, and they are saying me that what are you doing? Why don't you take things seriously in life? But I have realized after the life challenges and the phases, and by just surrendering to God, I have realized that actually everything is planned. You know, I have stopped stressing about things. Now, even in my family, and they're not wrong, they think about financial management and money matters. I'm not thinking much about that, because again, I believe that God is the only source, and they will make that arrangement for you, right?
So those questions and those things are not affecting
It's
you.
not affecting me, but again, I'm not fighting with them, that because I know their situation, because I was like that at one point of time.
Right.
You know, that's the different life trials that transformed me. But at one point of time, when I was like among them and thinking the same way, your way of thinking can only be changed when once you wait for the God, and you believe in God, and in the challenging time you see how God works, rather than you are channelizing it. Just believe in God. After that, you come out as a different person. So I completely I agree with everyone. I'm never fighting with them, but I'm not in the same zone now. Once you're a believer in God, and when you are loving God and connected with God, God can never get you trapped. A situation, a person, or anything, it can appear to be dangerous, but you cannot be trapped. You will be rescued, and you will realize that, oh, how come I came out of that, So God will never let you trap in any situation or conspiracy or anything. So you just need to keep faith in God.
I totally believe, like, whenever I am into like something deep, when I see something, oh, I was into this, it's like I always imagine of, like, I have a vision, like, God would just push you, and you would see there's like nothing there. He will just push you, and then you will have his hand.
You realize you realize yourself that, oh, I'm saved. How come I'm saved? That's God.
And there'll be infinite instances. And it will be like, it's just the realization, as I mentioned in our last video also. So it was like, it's just the realization, and once you have that presence and realization, like at every moment of your day, you'll realize that, oh, this was something which I could have done, and which was wrong, which could have been wrong, but God saved us. Or He stops us from making any mistakes, and He'll always put us in the right direction.
It won't be like you won't understand it for now, maybe. But as said, with patience, with time, and the right time and the right moment, you would have answers to why
it was like
and
that.
Then you will be surprised to know.
One beautiful thought from here, I have realized, after waiting period also, when you're out of that, you realize why that wait was for. What was happening in that waiting period? Because something was happening, and God was preparing something. Like it's like a backstage preparation is going on, but that's revealed to you when the right time comes, that this is what it was happening, this was in the process. That's great.
So thank you so much, Pooja. We are very glad to have you here, and it's an honor for us to have you
and no
here.
wonder where you are, who you are. Like, I have no question, I have no words left to know. Like, okay, I always heard about you, but now that I met you, now that I have seen your perspective and heard of your journey,
oh my God.
So sometimes you just don't have words. It's just like
no, it's my privilege that I'm here on your show, on your episode. And thanks for believing in me and inviting me, and it's a great opportunity for me. Thank you. All right, that was amazing. Well, let's have the final word.
It was really fun. That's
fun.
Okay. So it's amazing to be recorded. So we'll do a very we'll do a prayer. It's in the form of prayer Gurbani lines, and these lines Panktiyan are by Tan Guru Ramdas ji. And Tan Guru Ramdas ji's Shabad, if we read, it's like Guru Sahib ji is so kind, so generous, so loving. So I will just take a pad, that's just a stanza from a Shabad, and then we'll sing it. Hum jachak deen Prabh teriya mukh dije amrit bani mukh dije amrit bani Satgur mera मित्र प्रभु हर मेलो सुघड़ सुजानी जन नानक शरणागति कर कृपा